Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving in to the Kizuna clash against Sakazuki for the upcoming Kizuna. And in today's video, we're utilizing some Roger teams to maximize your EXP gains. As you guys know, this is not a super boss, so you should be utilizing the suicide strat with your alliance members and your friends to do a run every 15 minutes. Now, you can bring Whitebeard as a friend captain. Not for these teams, but like it's going to get you more tickets, as Whitebeard is a 1.5 ticket drop. But if you go down the bottom here, you will see that a bunch of these old, well, 10th anniversary characters and a bunch of these other old Kizuna characters, they're all boosted as well. Obviously, you have the latest kind of batches. We have the 5+ Ace, we have the One Piece Day Legends, and then we have Whitebeard himself. But Whitebeard's the only one that is giving extra tickets. So if you want extra ticket gains, link in the description for you guys to utilize the Whitebeard friend captain teams. I also put out some teams that don't use Whitebeard at all. Maybe those teams will help you guys out. And honestly, for these teams, there's probably a chance that you can use Whitebeard for probably two of them, but I guess we'll have to sort of see as we dive in. But if you enjoy this type of stuff, bell the like button, hit the subscribe button. When you do an assist, you get a lot of EXP, so running Roger as a captain means you are going to get a lot of EXP per assist as well. You do sacrifice the tickets, but if you're doing one every 15 minutes, you are going to get to the 5 skulls that you need for the Akainu 6+. Now, being a non-super boss means that we just want to farm the 10-star. The 3-star strat is finally dead. Can I get a hashtag hallelujah in the comment section below? So these teams will be built for the 10-star variant. Starting it off with the quick fight. Now, big thing to note with this Kizuna is they've taken away color affinity on all the fights. However, they've added a weakness buff for us with powerhouse characters. So it's more like a class advantage rather than a type advantage. So you can see their type effects are negated, but here there is a weakness to powerhouse characters. So the recommended units they want you to bring are Whitebeard, Vista, and Jozu. There was no rare recruits with this Kizuna batch, so it's just Whitebeard. But if you have these characters, they're going to help you out a little bit. Dex, Quick, and Int are the boosted characters. They get all the good stuff. On turn 2, there's 5 turns of attack down, 3 turns of an attack down if you blow a 2.75 chain, and a chain multiplier growth rate of 0.1. After level 31, which all these teams are built for, there is a 99 turns of all the blowaway shenanigans, the weakness to powerhouse, and then there is a slot barrier for 2 tandem slots. I actually don't know if I took that into consideration here. You get a full orb of block orbs, and then you get full immunity except boost damage taken, normal attacks only, 1 turn of damage reduction, defense up, and threshold. 5 turns of all orbs being unfavorable, well, doing less damage, I should say. It's like a 90% attack down. 6 turns of resilience, and then you lose your type effect. So the team I put together looks a little bit like this. But now that I'm kind of looking at it, I'm like, shit, I don't know if I have the barrier removal. We will have Roger with tandem orbs. I believe you'll be able to keep the tandem orbs. They don't blow away positive effects. So Roger on turn 2 can remove the attack down, which is really, really nice. Roger removing this attack down means that you can get a tandem orb with him, and then that way you can keep that for the final stage and then use his 2 tandem orbs to break through the barrier. He also removes the defense up, so if you run 2 Rogers, you are going to remove both the defense up and the attack down. Roger as a captain as well means that when you use his special, you can use his EX to extend the attack orb and color affinity boost into the final stage. To do that though, you have to have 3 characters on the team. Luffy, Ace, and Big Mom are all going to trigger that. Ace is going to deal with the paralysis, which is really, really nice. He's going to work out great. If you guys want, you can actually bring a friend captain Whitebeard with this team. And if you do that, you just need to bring someone that can get around defense up. Now, this particular Luffy right here, he can take care of defense up, damage reduction, and threshold for 3 turns. So he's a perfect character just to just get around that. So if you guys want and you can find a Whitebeard, you can just use Whitebeard with this team, or you can utilize double Roger. On turn 2, we're going to use the super swap and special of Kid Killer. Kid Killer's super swap mechanic allows them to go into their dual form, and then when they're in their dual form and you use their special ability, they actually give you 3 turns of a chain boundary, which is really, really nice. So very, very nice stuff there. That way you get around the attack down below a certain chain. And I believe their chain boundary is actually like quite high. It's It sets it at... What does it set it at? Sets the chain min-max at, what? Starting at 2.5, depending on how many effects are applied on the enemy. So, starting at 2.5 can be a little bit low, but you are going to get up pretty quickly with this particular team. They do also increase it by 0.25, so you're going to start at a minimum 2.75, so like that's going to be absolutely fine. Plus, when they're in their dual form, they're also going to give you this tap timing bonus because you're going to have color affinity thanks to Roger as well. So that's also going to be a play, and you're going to be well above that. Finally, we have Lin. She's just doing end of turn damage here. It's literally the only reason she's here. But another good thing about the character is she actually gives us Semler slots. Remember, all orbs will be turned into like lower attack, except for Semler. And with these Semler slots, she makes them recovery for the entire. She makes them matching for the entire crew. So that way, you're kind of giving yourself a full board of orbs, and you don't have to worry about that attack down. So works quite nicely. So upside is you can run a Whitebeard friend captain. Whitebeard obviously makes all orbs tandem though. So you are gonna have to find a way to break the barrier. And if you guys are gonna do that with a Whitebeard, you probably want to use something like this Whitey Bay. So that way you can reduce it. Oh, actually no, that Whitey Bay's not gonna do anything. So you just have to be pretty careful, I guess. Like use Big Mom the turn before, I guess, because she uses like the 99 turns. And then you can have Whitebeard for the tandem orbs later. That'll definitely work. That way you get EXP and you get tickets. Moving on to the next fight, which is the side variation. Whitebeard, Marco, and Arlen get all the good stuff. Powerhouse, Strikers, and Cerebral characters, I believe, also get all of the good stuff. And on Battle 2, there's Special Bind on your right-hand column, Special Reverse on your left, a Special Lock mechanic, and then 5 turns of Paralysis. After level 31, Sakazuki's going to put up the blow-away shenanigans, and then obviously be weak to Powerhouse. You take an 80% damage reduction, so you take an 80% HP cut, which is very, very annoying, and then you get 7 turns of Special Bind on the left-hand side. You get normal attacks only, full immunity except defense down. Crewmates get stunned for 5 times damage, 7 turns of the removed type effects, 5 turns of damage reduction, 1 turn of defense up, and if you use a slot effect boost, you get a whole bunch of nasty stuff, so you don't want to do that. Plus, on defeat, there is 30,000 damage, which is kind of a lot because you get that 80% HP cut. But with double Roger, you can actually give yourself damage reduction. Plus, you can use a Roger on turn 2, then use the EX to carry the attack orbs and color affinity into the final stage and bypass the interrupt if you use an orb buff. And then with the other Roger, you can use the damage reduction and you can tank it that way if you want to run double EXP. If you want to run Whitebeard though, nothing's really stopping you from running Whitebeard. We're running a full Powerhouse team, which is, besides Shanks, which works very, very nicely. Whitebeard can turn Shanks into a Powerhouse, so it's going to work out pretty hunky-dory. And honestly, if you run Whitebeard as a friend captain, you don't really need Shanks. You can just replace Shanks with another damage reduction removal. But on this team, Shanks is just going to be a chain boundary unit. He's also going to increase the attack buff, I believe, that Roger can give. Very, very nice ability. Plus, he has a rush. He moves into the Super Tandem, works very, very nicely. Arlong is pretty much needed for this particular fight. He removes the stun, he sets defense to 0, he applies increased damage taken, he does a lot for the team. He's just a very, very good unit. Actually, what Shanks is also doing, Shanks is also removing the damage reduction, I forgot to mention that. To get around the paralysis, we have Ace. Ace is also giving 1 turn of cooldown, so as long as you have him on the right-hand side, Roger will bypass the Special Bind, and then Ace will give Powerhouse characters the 1 turn of cooldown. Just keep Shanks on the right-hand side, and then you're going to be fine. Finally, we have Olin. Olin the Orange, she's going to give a conditional boost and apply the burn mechanic that goes through full immunity. So with this, you have increased damage taken, you have the burn of Olin, you have Chain Boundary and Rush and Super Tandem. You pretty much have everything that you need with this team. Once again, you can run Whitebeard as a friend captain. That's definitely going to work. Or you can run double Roger here, and that's going to work out hunky-dory as well. Onto the final variation against the Strength Akainu. Whitebeard and Rage are the recommended characters. Powerhouse, Free Spirit, and Fighters get all the good stuff. And on Battle 2, there's again Special Bind, and your left-hand column gets binded. So if you bring Roger as a captain, again, you're just going to bypass the Special Bind, which works very, very nicely. After level 31, there's immunity to the blow-away stuff, a weakness for Powerhouse, and then if the top right-hand slot is a Free Spirit character, the enemy is going to have an added minus 50% free spirit resistance debuff. So free spirits are just going to hit 50% harder. Otherwise, everything just seems to be the same. There is an attack down if you're below a 3 times chain lock. You get a chain lock of 1.1 for 2 turns. A chain multiply growth rate at 0.1. 5 turns of threshold. Normal attacks only. Full immunity to everything but poison. A full board of either paralysis or poison slots. That can be 50-50. That can be like, I don't know, what, 9/10 paralysis and 1/10 poison. You get what I'm saying. You lose type effectiveness, and then if you use a chain addition, one time the enemy's going to put up territory. You can override this territory though, but in saying that, you don't have to as well. Now, like I said, using Roger as captain means that you are going to bypass the special bind. Once again, as long as you build the team correctly, you can use a friend captain Whitebeard to trigger his EX as well, and then you can use Roger on turn 2, carry his buffs into the final stage, and it works really, really nice. He's just basically here to get around the special binds. If you run double Roger, it's more power to you, but the final stage, you're not really going to have that second Roger doing anything besides giving you more EXP, but I guess that's the whole point of this video. After you do that, you can use the Lin special. She's going to remove the bind on the left-hand side. That's basically all she's here for, plus she's obviously an Olin, so she triggers the Roger's EX. To get around Threshold on the final stage, we have this Luffy. Luffy's going to remove the Threshold because we have an attack boost already. He's going to be a base stat booster, and he's going to increase the orb buff that Roger gave us. We're utilizing Smoothie on this team as well. Smoothie's going to remove the chain lock thanks to the Cracker support, plus she removes 2 turns of paralysis, which gets around paralysis orbs, and she completely removes poison, which means she gets around poison, which is really, really nice. It's a free spirit character. Her special goes for days, but look, it's just such a nice little combination. Unfortunately, Cracker doesn't go on Big Mom, which sucks, because there was like an old school ace I wanted to use, but look, it is what it is. Finally, we have Shanks. Shanks is going to increase the attack boost that Roger gives too. That way, with Luffy and Shanks, you're buffing both the attack boost and you're buffing the orb buff, and then Shanks is going to be your chain boundary unit once again, so really, really nice stuff. Otherwise, you could probably use Ace here if you really want to. If you don't want to use chain boundary, you want a conditional buff, you could use the Rush Ace. That's another option. You could probably replace Kid Olin with another bind remover, and then run like Olin the Orion. That's another option for you guys too. And like I said, if you really want to, you can use Whitebeard for pretty much all these teams now that I've actually gone through it. So if you want to get EXP and get drops, you definitely can use Whitebeard. However, you can just run double Roger and you're going to get the most EXP. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section below. I actually might run them because, like, obviously I don't have Whitebeard. I might run them with a Whitebeard friend captain for my runs and then utilize like assist runs and sort of do like a showcase for both variations. But let me know if you guys would run them, which way you would like, or which way you'd like to see. While you're down in the comment section, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's go!